Guten. Guten is good morning in German, and it's actually something every time I go and greet one of the residents. This is why, it's just like worth it to like work. I don't know. She says Guten. She's a 9-year-old German woman. She goes Guten, and she's like, it's just like natural for her to just. I open the door. She's right away says Guten. I walk like it's for both of us like a part of our mornings. She likes when I come in and check on her. And she'll share the same story every morning. Like every morning it's either lost my son to cancer because he smoked every day, which is sad, and we mourn together, or it's her husband, a story about her husband flicking a cig. The funniest thing, she was at a party and she wasn't a smoker, but they were at a party one time and someone offered her a cigarette, and to be polite she was going to grab it, and her husband, I guess, saw her from across the yard and was like, it's either me or the cigarette. And like super German aggressively. And so it's either that or it's something about her favorite German authors, or just stories about her son now, or about just stories about her husband. Sometimes I get a little gem, so it's usually the same thing, right? Sometimes it's a little gem where she'll be like, yeah, and that's like how he asked me to marry me. And apparently they were both teachers, or both in the break room, something like that. And he was like, Erna, can you grab me a creamer for my coffee and will you marry me? And I thought that was so funny. I'm like, that's so Erna to like that's so her. Like, she's very straightforward. She is a strong woman. But anyways, our routine every morning is checking in on her and making sure she's, getting up and out of bed and whatnot. So, yeah, anyways, I digress. I don't know. Guten. I am going to go for a run to start my day. It's kind of gloomy, which is a bummer, but I'm trying not to let the weather affect my mood, although it really does. Like, I really love the sunlight. Obviously, I've been, like, I think yesterday when I posted something about the importance of being in the sun and how it can even prevent cancer. So, maybe that's why it's like, relying on the weather, and it's just, we're affected by it. But I don't want to let it affect my mood, because that's not, maybe that's the thing. It's like, is it only natural to have it affect your mood, or is it, I just don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer to that. Yes, it is natural, but also some may argue, don't let the weather affect your mood. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go for a run, and then I have a bunch to finish schoolwork today. It's hard for it to be a day off when you know that there's like a work week ahead of you, but that's fine. I need to come back into the moment, appreciate the here and now, appreciate my day off, because if I keep thinking like that, I will not really appreciate the day that I have off. Okay, so going for a run, and I do need to get some groceries, although I'm trying to wait until I overdid the grocery budget this week, to say the least, or the past 2 weeks, because I thought I would be able to like make it through, but I've just been, honestly, I think, overeating, if I'm gonna be real. And yeah, okay, let's go for a run, and then we'll do some weight training and study my nutrition, and yeah, Portugal the man, live in the moment. Super chill morning in the in the water at least. Okay, so I just did 4.1 miles. It was just a kind of recovery run because yesterday I did like 7 plus 3 walking, so that was a lot. So I'm focusing more on just, because I've been doing so much cardio, I just really don't even, like, I'm exhausted, too exhausted to even do like strength training afterwards. So yeah, but I'm focusing on that right now. Like, I just have my pull-up, or my like what's it called, a bicep curl bar. There's the name for it, I just can't think of it right now. And then my single, just like dumbbells, 10 pounds. I used to literally be working up to like 15 to 20 pounds of dumbbell at the gym, but obviously I'm not at that right now. And I'm also not like consistently consuming protein like I was back then. I was like making it a super important part of my day. I'm really just at a point where I want to do what feels good at the moment, and truthfully, I don't like the vibe of the gym. Like, it's really it's different for guys, genuinely. It's different for guys, but like, guys get really weird around girls at the gym. Seriously, like, first of all, you have to think about it. Everyone's working out, their testosterone's high, and it gets super weird vibes. Like, I'll be just casually trying to work out, and like, no one will be on the equipment. And this isn't me being cocky. Like, I would rather it be the opposite way. I wish I didn't see this. But I'll be watching a certain part of the gym to kind of, like, what's it called? To kind of like check it out before I go over there, and like, no one's on it. And the minute I literally go, apparently 5 people all need to be on the machines right around me. It's just an uncomfortable place to be at the gym. So I genuinely like working out like at my house. Yeah, the gym can be a super weird place for women. Studying is hard. I feel like I'm back in college, which is weird because obviously like part of my learning was online. A lot of my learning was online, especially during COVID, which I loved. I love online learning. I think it's an amazing resource that we have nowadays. You can literally learn so much through the internet, which is fabulous. Yeah, so I'm out of the bone broth, but if I were to have that, I would have definitely been sipping on that right now. I'm telling you, like, when you're running, you work up a sweat and your overall heat just increases. So I think it's really important to recalibrate afterwards with something warm. At least my coffee's cold. I should probably heat it up, but I really have to like dial in. I have to get groceries, and I'm just not feeling like going. I ran about 4.1 miles. Yesterday was 7, and I love running. I don't know, maybe it's the weather, maybe, I don't know. It's just a slow day. I think your environment really like affects you. Like, I think if I were living with like people my age, like that were off like doing things too, like things would be really different, but that's just not the case. And so things just are like slow and like, I don't know. The surf looks really nice right now. So that could be fun, but honestly, I'm really just gotta dial in on this nutrition course. It's interesting. It's like, sometimes you just gotta do things you don't necessarily want to do. Like, it's just the truth. Yeah. But it'll pay off in the end. Like, I already know big picture that like eating a certain way is so beneficial for you. So you just got to balance it out with the smaller picture. Like the little details, they do matter. Like learning even about the cell function. And it's so interesting when you learn about cells, you actually, I mean, the way cells operate or how humans operate, we're really just all cells too, like communicating with each other. But yeah, cells, I mean, they're microscopic, but they're doing the most. Like you literally read about it, it's like a protein molecule like transfers a certain, you know, chemical across the membrane, like probably not a chemical, but a certain nutrient across the membrane. And it's like, it's just doing that, like while we're just chilling, like watching the sunset. So we've got to appreciate these little things. Can be really boring, but I don't know what else I would be doing, to be honest with you. Yeah. Fun stuff, really fun stuff. So gotta get some bone broth. Not just for me, for my dad. He needs to really, I mean, he really needs it more. Look, I take care of myself the best I can, but he really needs like fasting. He needs like serious, I like to call it nutrition intervention, to be honest with you. And we're trying our best. I just don't want to see anyone in pain. And I really believe what you eat can help reduce your pain. So it's just something we've got to work on. Alrighty, gotta get back to work. Like no chance. I'll finish all of that tonight when the sun goes down and there's no distractions. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's not due until tomorrow night, but I work tomorrow and I gotta go to the gym. Oh my God, I wish I could just lay in a field all day and not have to worry about anything. But that's just not the case, truly. I mean, I guess I could, but there's just things that I need to do to prep for the week, so.
Weekend at California
you know
Adventure,
how,
enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the spring menu items, delicious spring menu
how
items, I should
certain
say.
people just thrive at different seasons of life. I am a summer gal. My birthday is at the end of spring, so it's May 30th, which is the beginning of summer, right? And so that's just when I feel in my element, like I'm just a happier person. And I just think it's so sad that there are certain like countries that literally do not get sunlight. Like it's not even under their control. Like they just don't get sunlight. And I'm like, first of all, we're just blessed to live, or I'm blessed to live in California, truly. I do kind of want to move to Hawaii for a little bit. The weirdest thing is like I had to get a new phone. So originally my area code was 310. I was born in Los Angeles. And so I was a 310 girl my whole life. I've never even been like an 858, 619, 760 area code, San Diego area code girl. I just have never been. And so I had to change my phone from an LA, and the only options for a phone number, I don't know why, was a Hawaiian area code. It was a Hawaiian phone number. And so ever since that moment when I was given that number, I kept getting calls from Hawaii constantly, because obviously whoever's phone number it was before, they still had her info. And so they'd be like, Crystal, how was the fishing trip the other day? Or Crystal, you have a dentist appointment next week. And I'm like, this is not Crystal, this is Mallory. And it was just really funny to me. I also definitely thought that it was probably a sign from the universe that I needed to go to Hawaii. I at the end of the day, I'm really a beach rat. Like, I just grew up on the beach, literally frying in the sun with my best friends. And that's why I'm making up for all those moments now, because we would literally use like baby oil to sunbathe in the sun because we just wanted to be tan. Anyways, I've definitely changed that habit. I'm not frying my skin anymore, so I'm definitely trying to like heal from those summers, but they were also the best times of my life. Like, no matter where I end up working and no matter what I end up doing with my life, the beach will always have a special place in my heart. Like, my mom, the earliest memories of mine, some of the best memories, I mean, we're at the beach with my dad and mom. My dad would literally run us all to the beach in a stroller with 3 seats. He would take 3 of us down to the beach and run along the coast with us. He was literally like in the newspaper for it because people thought it was so cute, and it was really cute. And then our mom, since I was a little girl, we would always come down to San Diego with our big family from Arizona. So we were just, my mom's side of the family were Zonies. They would come to like Oceanside in the summer, Oceanside, Carlsbad in the summer, and we would just rent a big beach house. We were a huge family. We'd rent a big beach house in the summer, and we'd stay there for like maybe a week. And some of the best memories my sisters and I have with our moms is she would wake us up really early, maybe 4 or 5 in the morning, and we would go to the beach to look for shells. It was literally our best time. Like, my mom loved looking for shells. She did it every day. I think she walked the beach while we were at school, like, every day, which I'm just like, it's so sad to think she's gone. Like, it just is. Like, I miss her doing that. But I will do that in honor of her until the day I die. Yeah, so that was one of our best memories. It was a comforting memory to have her, do that with us. It was like a time when we could all bond. It was before the sun even came up. And, it was just magical. We would literally, early in the morning is when you can find all the shells because the tides like pulled them all up to shore and no one's been looking. Anyway, so it was really like special. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I love the sun. Like, not the S-O-N, like, let me clarify, the S-U-N. I have no children. Thank God. I love the sun in the sky, and I've literally been coming on here saying, like, even, that's just me trying to enjoy my nice spring day. But when we get technical into it, the sun can be really great for preventing disease. Okay, so that's beside the point. I just went to about 2 grocery stores. The first stop was ultimately for my dad. I'm gonna, I try my best to help meal prep during the week. I have a really busy week, but the least I can do for him giving me life is try to help him out. Like, that's how I try to think of it. Even if he annoys the fuck out of me sometimes, like, and even if I'm like upset about whatever, I have to remember to live in the moment, and no matter what, like, to live in the moment and focus on moving forward, right? Doing the right things. And that will keep me on track. And, I will have moments where I get annoyed or sad and like just feel the need. What a dummy. This person literally had their right turn signal on, like, to show that they were turning right, and they just didn't go right. So that's fucking weird and annoying. Anyways, yeah, so it makes me feel better. Like, yes, I will commiserate, but at the end of the day, like, that's what I believe. Like, so yeah, I got him some fresh salmon and a ton of greens. I'm telling you, like, it's a tale as old as time. If you can just incorporate a nice, healthy fat protein into your diet along with greens, like you should be good. And obviously like nuts and berries in between, just a whole foods diet. I like to tell people to eat the rainbow and not the Skittles. You want to eat the whole rainbow. You want to get every color in there. And that's just what balance is. Like the rainbow is a perfectly balanced color of like array of color. And so you can really get inspiration from the simple things like that. It doesn't have to be complicated. It really is as simple as it sounds. So yeah, like a fruit platter. The other day we were serving a fruit platter to our residents, and it was just a full rainbow. And I was like, this is a good thing. Oh my gosh, I see so many people going surfing. I'm like, I have to go. I just have to go. It's been calling my name to get out in the water. So I might go do that later or after this. Anyways, and then I also got myself an Olipop, because here's the thing. I know Olipops are so popular right now, and they're like carbonated sodas with kombucha. So it's like a probiotic soda, a healthy soda, which is definitely necessary, you know. And that was such a great product idea. But when I first tried Olipop, I genuinely didn't like it. I was like, this is literally tastes so bad. Like I hated the taste of it. I just prefer straight up like carbonated water. But I'm gonna give it another go. Let's see, this is cherry cola flavored. Let's see here. That's a really good flavor. It's subtle and it's not too sugary. It's really actually good. That's a good flavor, the cherry cola flavor. I don't know what I tried that I didn't like, but anywho, yay, that's a new thing. And it's nice sunny day, and it's a cold drink. There's nothing better. I am gonna go check the surf soon because it's just been long overdue, and I could really use the salt water. The only problem is I need to stop talking about it. I'm just fucking stressed out. I'm fucking stressed out, genuinely. Like, it's hard to enjoy your life and just like surf and like whatnot and like chill on the beach when you literally have, like, I have my nutrition course, and there are things like I want to be able to back up my beliefs with knowledge. You just shouldn't have to. Like, look, if people want to literally fight you and like come at you for like wanting to eat healthy, and you have to feel the need to like back yourself up, that's a them problem. Like, that's a them problem. But it does, you know, like, that's not why I'm doing it. Like, I'm not doing it to prove myself to anybody. I'm literally doing it for my own enjoyment of learning. I'm serious. Yeah. So, yeah, gonna just, I don't know. Stress is a killer, so I have to remember. That's why I just try not to stress, but it's really hard. It's hard. You can't just tell yourself not to stress. It's difficult. Okay, so you know that dove sound, which goes, that maybe you'll hear it. You know, the dove sitting on the wire, and it's like that weird afternoon, like, kind of sad sound. My sister actually told me that they're called mourning doves, and not mourning how you think. There's a U in there, so it's MOURNING. So they're like mourning doves, which is, you know what mourning means, like when you've lost someone, which I think is really interesting that they sound sad. Like, that's just how they sound naturally. I'm like, are they always mourning? I don't know. Something to ponder. Okay, so one of my favorite things to do lately has been to come out into nature and just kind of go through my angel cards. And honestly, these angel cards have been with me ever since I lost my mom. And I think my aunts or someone, I think one of my aunts gave them to each of my sisters and I when my mom passed away. And I never used them at first, but within the past few years, you literally like kind of wake up and start noticing the resources that people gave to you at the time, because obviously at the time, that's like the last thing you're worried about is like angel cards. So yeah, that was like not what I was doing. I kind of like obviously took my anger out and like rebelled in weird ways. But now that I'm older and I'm really connecting with my mom, I find these to be so helpful. Like seriously. Especially for setting intentions. Like I don't know, some people might like laugh about it and be like, that's so silly, but like to each their own. If you think it's silly to like look at the meaning of wonderful words, then you're silly. I think there's everything good and right about encouraging yourself, especially whoever gave these to us, one of our aunts knew that we were going to need it. And they're so correct. Like, I use these now to lift myself up, to encourage myself every day, just to get through a week. And honestly, remembering the light and the happiness that existed before everything fell apart. And I'm serious, like, deep depression and anxiety hits when you experience trauma. But I'm at a point where I feel like I've dealt with a lot of my grief. I'm sure there will be things that come up, but I want to enjoy my life. And whoever tries to stop me from doing that is what I consider to be like evil. Or, you know, everyone has their own people who like just really try to hold them back. I've had many people in my life that literally made it their mission to like make me miserable. I mean, I've talked about it before. I was in a relationship with someone who literally, it wasn't a relationship, to be honest with you. It was like just, anyways, and it doesn't have to even be that. It can be any kind of relationship. Everyone deserves the right to feel good, confident, and happy. That's the least that you deserve. Life is hard enough, and you deserve to feel freedom and excitement. And if someone's holding you back from doing that, they're not for you. You need to find people that are for you. I find that to be really important. Anyways, these angel cards remind me, I love the sun. I love summer. I love springtime. Those were all things that I associated with my mom, right? So it was like losing that. You feel like you lose it. But now that I have it back, I'm never getting rid of it. And, you know, it's really is pure evil that tries to do that in people. But I'm saying, like, yo, if there are people doing that, imagine how miserable they are. Like, if someone's really trying to bring you down, they've got to be, something's either really wrong with them or they're really miserable. So don't let people drag you down. Because finding the light is hard enough on your own. I mean, honestly, it came easy to me as a kid, to be honest with you. Like, obviously everyone, like, you grow up and it's like you're carefree and you're happy, and I miss those days. And so I'm, you know, just always gonna strive for that, and soak up the sun while it's here. Ideally. Here's the fit of the day. I've got my my Chucks on. Got my angel cards. There's really not more that you need. Some sunshine, grass, green grass. Like, it's such a beautiful day. And some of my favorite songs were playing. Like, damn, it really is the simple things that just bring you back home and that make you happy. Yeah. Anywho, angel cards. I pulled a few that were kind of relevant. Like, and it's interesting. Like, one was celebration. And I do feel the need. I've been like so head to the ground grinding for like so long, thinking because like to stay on track, I needed to do that. But you need balance in your life. You need moments of feeling free with the wind blowing through your hair. You need moments of fun and joy. Joy is so important. And I think that was one of the cards that I pulled was delight. Like, damn, delight. What a nice word. Like, yeah, that's something that you should definitely make regular in your life, is delight. What a great word. Anyways, I'm grateful for these angel cards. That's amazing. Okay, just got home. Sometimes family really can be your greatest teachers, and not really in the best way, but this is something one of my family members bought. No hate, but just a little explanation here. This is garlic salt with parsley. Nothing wrong with garlic and nothing wrong with parsley. But if you flip it around and you read the ingredients, first of all, the first ingredient is salt, not even garlic. But wait, it gets worse. The second ingredient is modified cornstarch. That's the second ingredient in garlic. I mean, you can, just based on the packaging, like, it's just a no. It's an immediate no. And then finally, the third ingredient's garlic. But the fourth ingredient is sugar. Like, no. This is basically, yeah, it's going to taste, like, really good. It's going to taste probably like, you know, highly processed food is what I want to say. It's highly processed, and extractives of garlic. There's just too many ingredients to begin with. Like, and then I'll show you the garlic. First of all, just use fresh garlic. It's so delicious and it can season your food so well. But here's the stuff I use. And if you're, because I do like garlic powder for seasoning, but if you're gonna use garlic powder, I highly recommend, literally just Trader Joe's has one, and it's literally $2.99, and for this whole thing, and the only ingredient is garlic powder. That's all it should be. Like, it should literally just be garlic dried and then made into a powder. You shouldn't have modified cornstarch as your second ingredient. Okay? And I'm supposed to be, it's hard because people, like, I guess people just don't know, which is shocking to me. Like, it's shocking to me that people don't know. But look, if you really don't know, then I really do have sympathy. But if you are, you know, I don't know. I just really think, like, we have, like, food is something we consume on a regular basis. Like, it's a regular thing. And so I just think that something regular that you're doing should be healthy. Not even that, it should be at least be neutral, but don't be unhealthy. Like, come on, yeah, come on now. You know what I mean? Alrighty, so I'm gonna just clean the kitchen because I don't want to at all, but no one else is gonna do it. So it's just up to me, right? Yeah, I'm gonna clean the kitchen and then I put the groceries. Look, I don't have aesthetic girl vibes yet, okay? That's my goal in life, is to, like, have a place that I can control, and I have no control over what other people in the house do. It's just the truth. I'm so grateful for everything else, so I'm really not going to complain about it much because I'm just really grateful in general. So, but yeah, I don't know. And like, I can't stress the importance of like having a clean environment when you're like putting your groceries away too. Like that way you're honoring your food. Like you're showing your food gratitude. Like you just enjoy it so much more. It's so much more precious to you when everything's clean. Also, I did do a little arm workout today. So I have like a slight pump. Kind of stoked on that. Yeah, because like I've just been really more into running, but anyways, muscle building. I just repeat myself over and over till anyone will give a flying, you know? All right, I'm gonna put the groceries away, and I'm actually just gonna my dad has not eaten anything today, which is ideal. Like, and you might be like, oh my God, look, you either get it or you don't. So if you're I'm not even going to pay attention to that type of audience anymore. Like the right audience will understand. My dad is diabetic and now it's hard to even talk. I'm like, for me, it's traumatizing. But like for other people, like it's traumatizing because like losing my mom was so traumatizing that I'm like, oh, now my dad has the C, you know? And okay, so super simple. The main protein, salmon, nothing different. All I did was drenched it in olive oil actually. So you get omega-3s from your salmon. Super healthy fat, and honestly, not a lot of foods have it, and so that's why like fishy foods, that's always your best bet. And then olive oil also has some really good fats in there. And then got fresh garlic, and I kind of just cut some slits in there and popped them in, and then lemon and honey. So olive oil, garlic, lemon, and honey. So it's like a honey garlic kind of glaze for it. I'm gonna pop it in the oven. We're gonna do that for maybe, I actually don't cook salmon in the oven a lot. I usually do the stove. But yeah, so I'm gonna bake that, and then I'm gonna prepare a salad for him. And this is an ideal dinner. And it shouldn't be something that you're doing ever so often. It needs to be something that you should be eating a well-balanced meal every meal. Like healthy food shouldn't be a treat. It should be the opposite. Junk food should be a treat. We just got a little backwards for a bit, but okay. Bam. Compost done. Let's make a salad. Okay, here's a salad. As you can see, as many colors I could get in there. And honestly, everything I put in here is not random. I chose these specific ingredients on purpose. There's kale and romaine lettuce, so really important fiber in your greens there. On top of other vitamins and minerals, which are important. That's why greens are important. And then seeds for some whole grains, or for some more fiber and like fat from seeds. And some nuts and blueberries with antioxidants. Tomatoes apparently can help prevent cancer. And some onion just for flavor, but ultimately drenched in olive oil and lemon. So everything in here is going to help him. Nothing in here is going to hurt him. So that's the goal with everything you eat. I am going to keep this fresh, and then he's going to pair it with some salmon. And you might say it's lacking carbs, but honestly, there are carbs in literally almost everything you eat. Even your greens have carbs, but maybe I'll throw in like some cheese for, just it's for, fulfillment purposes. But I honestly don't think he needs it right now. yeah, there you go. Maybe I'd do some whole grain bread, but by whole grain, I mean the first ingredient will literally say whole grain instead of like enriched flour, which basically strips the grain of all its nutrients. It takes all the important fibers out. So, okay, yeah, here it is. Yummy. Okay, last but certainly not least, my God, I have been nonstop since the morning, and that's totally fine. Keeping it going. My salmon's looking great. I'm gonna give it, honestly, I'm gonna turn the oven off. Turn the oven off and just let it cook while the heat comes down. Last but not least, I have a huge bag of citrus and oranges that I'm gonna juice and yeah, just have on deck. And then I have a ton of lemons that our tree outside is literally, so last time I checked, there were none on there. And I was using them regularly, so I was like, oh, lame. There are so many on there that it's almost dangerous. So I've got to use them. So I'm gonna put some in the citrus drink, but I'm also just gonna do some separately for lemon juice, so I don't have to like keep squeezing it every time I make something with lemon in it. Look at this thing. There's like multiple compartments. That's gnarly.